Hey guys, thanks for stopping in again at Ask a Guitar Pro. I am Jake and we are going to do a little demo today of the Danelectro Fab Flange Pedal. A very cool pedal for the price. I mean, you're talking, I think these pedals go for 15-20 bucks, so the price alone is good enough for you to want to just go buy one and experiment with it. And I can tell you, the sounds on it aren't really too bad. I mean, this isn't going to be consistent with your high-end flanges out there, but nonetheless, I mean, some pretty cool sounds you can coax out of it, you know, for very little dollar volume. So here's what we got going on here. I'm playing through a Strat, through a PV Classic 30 on the clean channel. I'm on the neck pickup right now, so here's the clean unaffected signal. Go ahead and click on the Fab Flange here. Pretty easy operation. You hit the button here, you got the light that comes on. So very straightforward. It doesn't get any more straightforward than that. If you would use it on stage, you can see the lights are very bright, so it's not difficult to be able to tell that the pedal is on. So right now I've got most of the buttons, the regen, speed, and depth. I've got the regen and speed set to about halfway up, and the depth is not all the way up. Or they're set to halfway up, and the depth is pretty much all the way up. These buttons are a little confusing on this pedal just because they're in an orientation that most people aren't used to seeing with the buttons facing away. So anyways, this is what you got going on with the depth most of the way up and the regen and speed close to halfway. Probably the best setting of the pedal in my opinion. Actually a pretty warm setting, if you ask me. It's not the greatest flange out there, but it's warm enough to get you through a show, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and switch gears really quick here and go over to the overdrive channel here, just to give you an idea of what the pedal sounds like with a little bit of overdrive. On this PV Classic 30, I've actually got the overdrive all the way up, so it creates some pretty cool sounds once again. And turn up the speed a little bit. Again, we got the depth almost all the way up. Speed, you'll see that it starts to create maybe a little bit of unwanted added effects with the speed up. We're starting to get in that quote-unquote seasick country. You know, the flange is not really too different than, at least the Fab Flange by Danelectro is not too much different than a chorus pedal sound. It really doesn't sound as close as traditional flanges do, so I'm going to turn the speed all the way up. You really see it gets that seasickness. seems to be the sweet spot. Go over to the bridge pickup. Of course, the depth button increases the intensity here. I'm going to leave the speed on the sweet spot, change the turn the depth all the way up. Now, for the sake of understanding how that depth button affects things, I'm going to go back to the clean channel. Back it off. I'm still on the bridge pickup, by the way. Turn down the depth. Of course, on any type of modulation pedal, what you really have going on with a flange, chorus, phaser, is you take the original sound and then you basically echo it or duplicate it and add it some time interval later, and most of the time it's a very short interval. A chorus pedal has typically a longer interval than a flange does. So as I turn down the depth, really what the depth is how far you really carry out those repeats, or how many times you hear the reproduction of the original sound. So with the depth down, it doesn't last for very long, at least the flange effect. Unnoticeable there, but then I turn the depth back up. Go back to neck pickup. Go back, turn the depth up close to full. Get the speed down a little bit. Now I'm going to show you just a few tweaks on the regen button here before we let you go today on Ask a Guitar Pro. The regen, what it is really the amount of internal feedback that the pedal produces. So anyways, you'll get an idea what's going on here. A lot of times when you turn up the feedback on a flange pedal, you'll get what they call the airplane effect, and you'll see what I mean here. I've got it maxed all the way up. You'll hear it coming in. So it's kind of cool. You only really get that setting if you've got it maxed all the way. You turn it just a little bit shallow of being maxed and it doesn't do it anymore. So there I got it turned off, and I got it almost all the way up, probably 90% up. Up, it almost sounds a little bit like a chorus pedal. anyways, Danelectro Fab Flange Pedal. You can't go wrong checking out one of these guys. You know, not the greatest flange pedal on the market, but you know, you could come close getting some pretty good flange sounds here. So anyways, check one out today. Thanks for stopping in again at Ask a Guitar Pro, guys. I'm Jake, and we will see you next time. Take care.